welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you the most easy bits of real sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right. We bring it to you with our unique sense of humor and wackiness. You never know what you're going to get here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
That's right. We have a couple topics prepared for you, but sometimes we will go off the beaten path. And do what we can, make it a little fun here in this hour and so podcast. We go over sports, entertainment, and odd news. But before we get into all those topics at hand, Mikey, my friend, how are you doing? What's happening in Costanzo country?
I'm doing good. I randomly took a 2-day trip down the shore.
There you go.
To Ocean City,
You're trying to bring back the Costanzo caravan. I remember that.
Yeah, we're trying to bring back the old family vacation to Ocean City. It's been a long time. The last time I was down there was 2019.
Yeah, before COVID.
The whole gang. So it's slowly coming back. Different people are coming back into the loop. I was just down there for 2 days, and it was great. Sat on the beach a day. I got some mango pizza.
That's the thing I'm jealous about. You got some mango and mango.
Oh, so good. Some people don't like it. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, they're wrong. But for us to enjoy mango and mangoes, it's so good.
Exactly.
There's something about getting that slice and then walking out onto the boardwalk. I don't know.
It's just so good.
There's just something about like that combination.
Yeah.
It just works.
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So got my mango
and Jilly's Arcade. I forgot about that.
I hit up Jilly's Arcade.
Yeah, Jilly's Arcade.
And they're both right there on 12th Street. So
you get your pizza, you walk outside, you make another left. Jilly's Arcade right there.
That's right.
You play some skee ball, enjoy yourself.
That's what we did.
Oh,
That's
man.
exactly what we did. We took
That's my idea of a vacation.
That's probably my favorite part of it is just cruising the boards, hitting the arcades, going to all the little weird shops. There's a new shop that wasn't there, a couple years ago when I was there. It was the chocolate moonshine fudge company or something. It was like artisan handmade fudge. I can't resist.
Fudge. It
was good fudge. I can't resist a good fudge. So we stopped there, spent way too much money on
4 years ago,
fudge.
our founding fudge fathers created this fudge.
It was that good. It was
wow.
that good. Yeah. It was a good time. Good little short break down there at the Jersey Shore. I also recently finished The Quarry on PlayStation 5, which is
that's a big release. Came out last week, 2 weeks ago,
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's the latest game from the developers who did Until Dawn.
Yeah, there was a lot of press for it.
Yeah, it was, and you know what? It's their biggest game since Until Dawn. And it was fantastic. Until Dawn, I think, was a bit scarier, but The Quarry it was much more polished. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of different choices you can make, a lot of different outcomes. It had a really nice just package. It has, the traditional single player, but you also have multiplayer where each player can take on, certain characters and you swap on and off. They also have movie mode where you just watch the game like a movie, and there's 3 settings where you can choose everyone lives, everyone dies, or director's chair. So I haven't tried those yet, but I really, because, some of my characters died, I want to watch it where everybody lives and see how that changes. I want to see where everybody gets brutally murdered.
Fun.
Yeah. So like a lot of different options in the game, a lot of different, ways to play it. Which was really cool.
I like those kind of games where you choose the ending and I love them, even if it's just quote a walking simulator.
Right.
Like I think it's still fine.
I really had a blast with it. I got about 12 hours of playtime out of it, of this walking simulator. There's stuff to explore. There's different dialogue options and quick time events. And I guess there's no like actual gameplay, but I'm in it for the experience. I'm in it for the story. So, and in that regard, I think it largely succeeded. It's an interesting story. The characters were fun. The decisions really made you sit there and be like, there's one in particular I don't want to spoil where, I'm sitting there like, oh man, this could have catastrophic consequences in either way that I go, and you just gotta bite the bullet and choose one because it's on that timer, it's ticking down.
Yep.
So yeah, I strongly recommend it. Very, very cool experience. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's what I was up to down the shore and playing video games, not at the same time, separately. But what have you been up to?
I'm just gonna mention just quick. I think we're in the best time period for TV I think ever, because right now I'm just in the middle of all these shows currently happening between Westworld. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Agree.
There you go.
I always forget to mute the notifications. So there you go. My computer agrees. The computer notices how much TV I've been watching. But no, specifically between Westworld, Better Call Saul. We're coming off of the high of Stranger Things, lest we forget. We did Stranger Things earlier this month. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. All the responses.
Windows is just chiming in there.
Just really loves these shows.
Your computer all right there?
Yeah. It just really loves these shows apparently. Yeah, so it's just, I feel like this has been a great time for TV. I feel like I can't, and actually that's a good transition because we're going to get into Emmys in the entertainment entree. It's just been just a mountain slide of all this amazing content.
Yeah.
It's I want to talk about Westworld, but I don't want to give spoilers.
I never watched season 3 though. I'm surprised I'm not surprised you're still on it. But
yeah.
Season 2 was for me really rough. I didn't watch season 3.
I will say, after how glorious the first season is, I can understand if you watch the second and third seasons and you dropped off. Because it does kind of turn into a different kind of show.
It was like the same plot twist over and over again. It got kind of weird, too abstract, I think. The Nolans are too high on their own supply, I think, anymore. But has season 4 brought it back around, back to basics?
I think that the explanations for some of those repeating twists have been justified.
Oh, okay. So it's like a long game here. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think I don't know. Maybe I'm just a Nolan fanboy and I can't help myself. But I really like this season.
Okay.
I think it's been very good. And it's like I'm going from that on Sunday to Better Call Saul on Monday. It's like I can't get a break here. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to keep up. I got to keep up.
Yeah, and you also mentioned to me before the show that you started The Boys on Amazon,
that's another thing, too.
Amazon
I'm trying
Prime.
to knock out. I know. See, this is the thing. Is everyone is telling
There's
me
too many good shows.
Yeah, whenever I mention a show that I don't watch, I get the hammer thrown at me. You host a podcast. You should know all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm trying to.
Guys, it's hard.
There's just so many hours in a week.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm trying to also keep up to date on The Boys. I'm trying to finish that as well. So it's been nuts. It's just been I'm trying to just cut every single TV show. And we're going to get into the Emmy nominations in the entertainment entree. So that's apropos to that as well. We had that. Do we got time for this? Maybe slightly a little bit. So over the weekend, I also had to put together a piece of furniture. That was also interesting. Yeah.
I like putting together furniture. It's kind of fun.
All right, I'm going to call you next time I need some of this stuff.
Oh no, what happened?
I don't know. It's just a lot of things. It's just
oh no.
So we got a little TV stand because I'm trying to trick out the basement a little bit in my house. And there was 35 steps to putting this damn thing together.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Some of them can be very elaborate. I remember when we had to build
It took me 3 hours in the afternoon too. This is not something you can just be I'll just knock it out.
It's like a whole day.
It will warp your entire day. Between the fact that it takes that long, and then by the time you're twisting all the screws and you're putting everything together. Yeah, you're tired by the end of that. It's a whole experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember when we had to put together the bed, our bed, and it took us. We were flying through. Oh man, this is easy. Then we got to, I don't know what your big stumbling block is. For me, it's sliding drawers. So we got to the sliding drawers, and like it took, what was going smoothly into a 3-4 hour long saga. Like it just took forever. What?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. There's just some things that can get you hung up, and you're like,
What
am I
was
doing
what was
this
it
right?
for you? For me, it's usually hanging doors and sliding drawers.
For me, it was like I guess I don't know if I'm probably not saying any of these terms right, but for like the TV stand, there's like a big heavy piece that goes like on the top.
Oh.
And I feel like when you get to that point, that heavy piece not only holds the TV up in the end, but also I feel like it stabilizes everything at the bottom. So it's like you need to make sure that everything has been perfected up to that point.
Right.
Because if it doesn't fit right and it doesn't fall into place right, the whole thing's going to come down and you're going to ruin your TV. So
and
like
you
that's
definitely
like,
do not want that.
Right. So like that's like the nerve-wracking part to me is like that step where you got to put that heavy base part, because that not only is holding the TV up, but it's also putting everything that you worked on from that point and to the bottom of your stand, holding it all into place.
Right.
So it's like, oh my gosh, like, is everything right? Is everything as tight as it could be? Do I have a screw loose?
Right. That's the test when you put on the final piece, and then you're like, oh boy, fingers crossed.
Yeah. And it's also the heaviest too, because that has to hold everything in place.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole experience. Like you can't like,
So not a fan of IKEA furniture is what you're saying.
I don't know.
Have you ever built a lot of IKEA furniture?
Surprisingly not, which is weird considering that we have like one of their big headquarters here in Conshohocken.
Yeah, let me the things you can do with an Allen wrench. It's amazing. I swear, man. We built an entire.
That's like a weird album title.
The things you can do with an album. Yeah,
with an Allen wrench. The new album for Mikey Costanzo.
Let me tell you, we built an entire queen size bed with under bed storage with just an Allen wrench. It is. I don't know how they do it. It's very frustrating, very difficult, and your fingers are rubbed raw by the end of it because you're turning this little tiny thing. It's a pain in the ass, man.
All right. Well, this was just a screw, the one I had to.
Yeah. But overall, I typically enjoy it's kind of like a puzzle for me putting together furniture. But
yeah, I can understand that. There is a puzzle aspect to it.
It is nerve-wracking. You always get to a point where it's like, all right, I just want it to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can this
gosh.
be over? You get to like the second hour, the third hour, you're like, oh my God, please.
How many more goddamn steps are there?
Right. How many screws? There's like hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end, if there's like leftover parts, you're like, what did I forget?
Have you ever put a part on the wrong way?
Oh yeah, I'm sure at some point. Yeah.
So, I guess like maybe like a year ago, Jordan and I were building like a wine rack thing, like piece of furniture thing, and we stepped back. And we're looking at it, and we're like, oh, man. We put the one piece, like, backwards or upside down, or something got twisted around somehow. But it wasn't, like, a simple piece to remove. We had to remove, like, the entire side of it. And then take, like, so we basically had to build this thing, like, 1 3/4 times.
Yeah, you had to deconstruct it and reconstruct it.
Yes. And that always worries me because I'm like, these cheap screws and dowels are only really meant to go in once because it's like, how good can the quality be for like a piece of furniture was like $100 off of Amazon?
Yeah,
it's like kind of like
you can't really afford to mess up.
Yeah, it's all particle board. The hardware is like cheap, So yeah.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Oh well, yeah. Hopefully everything holds up and everything's good to go.
I'm sure it will be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming up on next week's podcast, what do you do when your TV breaks?
How Rich lost his TV.
No! So. Tune into that next week. But for right now, let's focus on the news at hand. And we've got a couple topics in the sports realm in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life. Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
Sports coming at you in your face. And just for a little bit, Mike, hold on to me. Hold on for dear life.
Okay.
We got to talk about the last golf major of the year, the British Open.
Well, at least it's the last.
Yep. This is the final big event in the golfing world. It was the British Open at the legendary St. Andrews course, and it had a fantastic ending on Sunday with Cameron Smith having quite possibly one of the best rounds we've ever seen from a golfer, to come from behind and steal the victory away from Rory McIlroy, who was leading for most of the 3 rounds of this tournament.
That's a name we don't hear much anymore.
Yeah, and it was looking like this was going to be his comeback victory. Unfortunately for Rory McIlroy, this unfortunately extends his drought. He has not won a major tournament since 2014 now.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
For somebody who briefly had a video game named after himself.
Yep.
Didn't he?
Yes, he did. He took over for Tiger Woods.
Yeah. That's a little awkward, don't you think?
A little bit. And unfortunately, this seemed like one he should have been able to cling on to. But on the other hand, Cameron Smith had just one of the best rounds we've ever seen in major tournament play. He had, especially the back 9, he had 5 birdies in the back 9.
That's a lot of birdies.
Yeah. Usually you go 5 under in your entire round. He went 5 under in the last 9 holes to win the championship.
That's really impressive, actually.
Talk about clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Although he was like coming from behind, and Cameron Smith actually mentioned in an interview, it was kind of easier to, play from behind. You're playing with house money at that point. You're not supposed to win.
You got nothing to lose.
Right.
You're just, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's going to be his new strategy. Play, stay in the top 10, but don't be the leader, for the first 3 rounds. Just keep flying under that radar and then turn the engines up on Sunday.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, he said he found it much easier with the stress taking off because he had to climb the leaderboard there. So Cameron Smith, just one of the best rounds we've ever seen. Total was 8 under on Sunday, a 64. I mean, that's talking about like you could shoot your age. Like that's how good, of a round that is. Even for professionals, that was amazing. And it was enough to win the Claret Jug and take home the British Open Championship, and he gets his first major under his belt, which is also another interesting little phase we've been going through here, because this win by Cameron Smith is now the 6th straight major winner in which the winner of the major is in his 20s. Huh. We've been having nothing but young guys win these major tournaments.
Wow. I mean, it's a changing of the guard, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. The last, quote, old golfer to win a major was Phil Mickelson at the British Open. So, and he was 50 at the time. We went from one extreme to the other. We went from super old. Now we're having a string of super young people.
That's good. You need to keep fresh blood in the game, and keep it young and interesting.
Yep. That was a PGA Championship. Sorry, I messed that up. That was a PGA Championship. But it was a fantastic round of golf. Sorry to Rory McIlroy. I mean, I don't know. He's still relatively. He's in the middle of his playing career, so I mean, he's still got opportunities to add his major victories. But it's starting to pile up. It's starting to creep up that he's not able to finish off these major championships.
So you said 2014.
Yeah, that was the last time he won.
That's 8 years, 4 of these things a year. That's 32 chances. He's 0 for 32. I mean, that's not great, right?
I mean, when you put it like that, that sounds harsh. But I think the more indicative thing...
Isn't that kind of what it is?
The more indicative thing is that he's in position. Like, he's usually in the hunt. And then, like, stuff like this where he has the lead. And then he can't
close it out.
Yeah, can't just hit those, like those that back 9 or those last couple of holes. He can't seem to close it out. And sooner or later, that's going to be a disappointing smudge on his career that, he could have had one of these, one of these moments to add to his major totals. So, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Although I guess he's still not going to be complaining. He's still probably going to clear a good payday finishing 3rd at the Open Championship.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
But it just seems like if only a couple of those could have went his way,
Right.
and he could have closed out a couple, I think we would have a very different view of the golf landscape. Maybe he would be viewed as kind of this current Tiger Woods, but just
he's got to do way more work.
Yeah, can't seem to close him out. But nevertheless, very good story with Cameron Smith, his first major championship, the mullet of the year, taking home the claret jug. I think he's from Australia. I think I was reading that.
Mullet?
Yeah, and a lot of the fans were chanting various Australian chants and stuff. So
yeah, he does have a pretty intense mullet.
Yep. But nevertheless, congratulations to him, and a very good year of golf in the bags for the major championships. Although I have a feeling that this won't be the last time we talk about golf, considering the Live Golf Tour is still gonna play a factor in the civil war of golf, and whether or not Augusta will allow the Live Tour members
because they
to play at the Masters in April next year.
They were at the British Open. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So
the pressure's
we'll
on.
Yeah.
There's now 2 of the majors that have allowed it. One because it was too soon, and one intentionally.
Right.
So
the U.S. Open really doesn't count because it was just the announcement of that was too soon to the event that weekend.
Right.
But the British Open, they said sure, come on down, play here at St. Andrews, and let's have the best golfer truly win.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I feel like that's what you should want.
Will Augusta follow suit? That will be that's the hanging knife that is just hanging over for the next 10 months? Because what's April? About 9 months,
something like that.
So the next 9 months, wherever all the golfers are going to be waiting with anticipation to see what will happen there. All right, Mike put up with golf, so he earns the right to talk about football. And we're going to do it in 3 minutes with the 3-minute drill. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right, there we go. What are we going to talk about?
Well, it's football news, but it's also a big story for you because it's a little bit of gambling news in the 3-minute drill as well. Caesars Sportsbook said that every NFL team has someone betting $1,000 or more to win this year's Super Bowl, except for 2 teams. The Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears.
Ouch. Sorry to you guys.
No one betting more than $1,000 on them. I find this really interesting because, well, the Texans I expect after the Deshaun Watson fallout. But the Bears, that's an interesting one. I mean, they're not good, but there's some other teams in the NFL right now that I'd be like, definitely not them.
Yeah, and people have bet $1,000 or more.
Yeah. You know what it is? The Bears may be in that perfect, awkwardly bad middle ground where it's not profitable enough to risk the money on it. Like, if you put $1,000 on, the Jaguars or the Jets.
Yeah, it's probably something like 100 to 1 or something.
Yeah, the Bears are probably in the middle of the pack, and nobody wants to risk it because they suck, but they don't suck enough for it to be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not valued. It's not enough of a value to risk on them.
Right. I mean, what do you think? As someone who likes to place a bet or two.
Yeah, right. I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's you got to have the right combination of, do you think a team could actually pull off the insurmountable odds? And then the part B of that equation is, are you actually getting good odds if this does happen?
Right.
And you might be right on the Chicago Bears, because they're probably more closer to middle of the pack in terms of their odds versus a team like the Houston Texans that are so outrageously bad. They're going to be in a tougher division.
Right.
They're probably getting longer odds.
Right. Yeah.
But I guess so. Here's the questions I had.
Okay.
So right up, toss up. Which team could actually beat the insurmountable odds?
I think the Bears. I mean, the Texans, I don't think have any shot. I can't name one good thing going for the Texans.
Yeah, I would agree as well. But yeah, the Bears aren't as hopeful, I think, as people think.
No.
And then number 2, who the hell put bets on teams like the Jets, Washington, and Seahawks without Russell Wilson? Come on.
People who are hoping to hit it big randomly.
Who in their right mind slapped down $1,000 on the Jets? They're the Jets. They haven't won a Super Bowl since the third damn Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Well, like in true gambler's fallacy, it's bound to come up eventually.
Not this year. Good luck with that. Bye-bye. So there you go. That is our 3 minutes up. That's a 3-minute drill. That was a good topic, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I do. I can't believe people wasted money betting on the Jets. Washington? Come on. Carson Wentz? You think Carson Wentz is going to rebound this year with Washington?
God, especially not the Commanders.
Yeah. The Commie Commanders? The Seahawks without Russell Wilson? Are you kidding me?
That's going to be a disaster as well.
Are you kidding me? Just give me $1,000. I'll give you a better return on investment than this.
If you want to waste money, you can just send me a check.
Yeah.
You know?
How about that? Donate to the Crispy Noodle podcast instead of making this ridiculous bet.
We don't even need the full 1,000. Just
by the way,
any amount.
This is to win the Super Bowl. Like
right.
they gotta go all the way. What's the matter with you people? Come on.
Yeah, really. Like the Seahawks in that division.
Yeah, they got to deal with the Rams, the defending champs, the Cardinals with Kyler Murray.
The Niners are right
there. The Niners, who almost made the Super Bowl on their own. Come on.
That division is so stacked. Like, they are the odd one out now. But what surprises me, though, is that people will bet on anything. And for people to not bet at all on the Texans or the Bears, that's like...
That's a pretty big insult.
Like they got like leprosy or something. Like people don't even want to go near them.
Yeah, don't touch them. Don't touch them with your money or your bets.
Crazy.
Yeah. So there you go. That was an interesting little factoid I found this past week. That was I had to bring up.
Maybe we should bet on them.
On who?
The Bears.
Not $1,000. I wouldn't bet. That's another thing too. That's a lot of money to put up for a Super Bowl bet.
I want to know though, if somebody put like a $999 bet on the Texans or the Bears, you know, because like this doesn't mean that people aren't betting on them, just not the big dollar amounts.
Right. The heavy hitters, the whales, the gurus, if you will.
Right.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's drunk people. Oh, sure, there you go.
Right, random bets, yeah.
Take $10. Here you go. But these people that are betting $1,000 or more, that's more significant. So
yeah, it's an absurd amount to bet. I think.
So sorry if you're a Houston Texans fan or a Chicago Bears fan. Apparently, none of the Sharks have any faith in those teams this year.
Whoops.
Yeah, yeah. I hate to say it, I agree with that assessment as well.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. And that will wrap up the Sports Sampler for this week. But don't go anywhere because, like I teased earlier, we got to talk about the Emmys in the entertainment entree. And then the non-fortune cookie odd news still to come. We'll be right back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
We're going to talk about 22-year-old Matthew Kyle Letham, and he decided to call police at 4:45 in the morning because he couldn't find a ride home after the bar at 4:45 in the morning.
But
Oh
that is not the actual oddity of this story. Police encountered Matthew Letham on the scene, and that's when they noted that this dude actually has a tattoo of the state of Florida in between his two eyebrows.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I have his mugshot. So here we go.
He's literally Florida Man.
Yes.
He's like a superhero Florida Man, and that is like his logo.
He is Mr. Florida Man. So
I mean, it's the most harmless Florida story we've ever had.
Yeah, except for the fact that dude has a tattoo
is stupid.
That will last the rest of his life that he cannot hide.
You cannot undo that. Every job interview he goes to, the very first thing they're going to see and question is the Florida tattoo. Yeah.
It's literally like, can I touch it? Like, it's right there.
You know the scene in Austin Powers Goldmember? The guy who has the mole?
Yeah.
Moly, 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 moly. Yeah. It is that, except with Florida on his forehead. Is anybody more proud of their home state than that guy? Nope.
Can't say it. I can't say.
Nope.
I can't think of anybody else.
Nope. So, I love Pennsylvania, but not that much.
No, I do not want. Pennsylvania is a big state too. I do not want that on my forehead.
It's very square or rectangular. It would, What's the weirdest state to get tattooed to a forehead? I think. What do you think would be the weirdest one? I mean, I think Florida because the way it's shaped.
Florida's pretty weird. California would be weird because it's
very long,
and then it juts out.
No, Michigan.
Ooh, yeah. Because they got
Michigan.
all those like Great Lakes and stuff.
Yeah, and it's split in half.
Ugh, yeah, that would not be good.
That'd be a weird one.
Yeah.
Alaska. Oh, Oklahoma. I was gonna say Alaska.
Oklahoma, you have to get the box, and then you have to get that little dinky panhandle that goes the other half of your head.
You're literally making yourself a unibrow, and then like it has like a little hat on it.
Yeah. Ew.
What about Alaska? You have that whole chain of islands coming off the side. It's gonna like go around the side of your head almost.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had. In 8 years of podcast, I think it's safe to say that talking about the weirdest state to tattoo to your forehead, probably the dumbest thing we've ever talked about.
It's 2021, man.
And we were like actually analyzing. You're like, oh yeah, and the islands, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense. There's something fundamentally broken with us, Rich, in 2021.
It's 2021. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's that simple.
The pandemic's gone on too long, Rich. We've hit a breaking point.
Yeah. All right.
Next week we're both going to show up with states tattooed to our foreheads.
Dear God.
Oh my gosh, we are back here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. Mike, how you doing over there with your nice cup of coffee?
I'm doing fine now that I got some coffee.
Yeah. We're flying solo here between the two of us. Usually Mike's parents, we're very gracious to them. We usually they graciously host us when we're recording the podcast.
Yep.
And they usually get us coffee, and we didn't have some because we wanted to launch right into the podcast, make sure we get this episode out to you this week. And Mike, I don't know, you all of a sudden you got up and you made a beeline for the coffee maker, and I was like, we have some time built into the break, but
not a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know if you're going to be able to pull this off, but yeah, you were able to get a cup of coffee.
I wasn't accounting for the fact that before we record, we always have cake and coffee or like some sort of dessert and coffee, so we're always like a little sugared up, a little amped up.
Yep.
And I'm like,
we're flying solo tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I didn't realize how much I needed the coffee until we got like, a little bit into the show because we record late, So yeah, that thing was not plugged in or turned on or anything. So that went from I was able to make my cup of coffee.
cup of.
I was like racing to make this coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it wasn't like warmed up and ready. Like it was going from stone cold to brewed.
Right. And I was shouting to Mike over in the corner, you got a minute and 30, you got a minute, you got 30, come on, Mike.
And I'm like egging this thing. I'm like, could you heat the water any slower?
Yeah.
But I made it.
See,
the coffee.
This is when we needed to have. So we have our A camera here. We should have had a B camera.
Just watching me, just like staring at the thing, like
right, giving you full blown access to what we do during the break.
We should do it. We should set up
we need a B camera.
Yeah,
I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe some put it in the corner or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like a kind of like a I don't know, like a top down shot,
right?
Or something.
Yeah. Anybody want to donate money for us to get a B camera?
Yeah.
So you can see what happens during the break. Let us know.
And that's the real good. That's the real quality content right there.
Right. Yeah. Let you know what we're doing behind the scenes. All right. So now that Mike is caffeined up, I think that's good. I think that'll be good as we launch into the second part of the show, the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, entertainment entree time. And now that Mike is caffeined up, I think it's appropriate that he takes the reins here because it's time for the segment where he's going to let you know what you need to keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with movies, TV, and video games with Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you got?
All right, this week in entertainment in movies, Jordan Peele's latest horror flick, Nope, hits theaters this week. I got to tell you, I love Jordan Peele as a writer-director. Get Out, Us, both fantastic movies.
Yep.
So excited to watch Nope. The synopsis is very simple. Quote, caretakers at a California horse ranch encounter a mysterious force that affects human and animal behavior. It's, if it's anything like his other box office and critically acclaimed films, you can expect a blend of horror and comedy. And I always appreciate the strong sense of like a social commentary or like some sort of thought-provoking, like philosophical or like psychological bent to it. So I'm really looking forward to that aspect of it and eager to see what this next twist of a film is going to bring. From Jordan Peele. So check that out in theaters this weekend. In video games, Stray comes out this week on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this one.
And PC, yeah. You would love this because, here you go, players control a stray cat separated from his family and lost in a world inhabited by robots as he tries to find his way home. Critics are actually viewing it very favorably. The game has a very solid 84 out of 100 on Metacritic. They praise the game for its authentic cat portrayal.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Well, you got to get the cats right.
So apparently there's a trophy for napping for an hour.
Like
setting the cat to nap for an hour and then, I don't know.
That's a cat.
That's a cat knocking over stuff. You can
a cat.
Rub up against robots' legs.
That's
and,
a cat.
Yeah, so apparently there's controls for all these things.
That's a cat.
Yeah. They also really like the length of the game. It's not too long, not too short. It's about 5-6 hours long. It has a dense, lively Cyber City world and themes, and it has engaging puzzles. So reviewers really like it. It's a super unique concept, a puzzle platformer where you control a cat in a weird, robot dystopian future. So I'm really looking forward to playing it because if you subscribe to the 2nd or 3rd tier of PlayStation Plus, you get it for free today.
There you go.
So go check out Stray on PlayStation consoles and PC, and that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right. Thank you for that segment this week in entertainment. All right. Let's get to some Emmy talk. The Emmy nominations came out, I think, like right after we recorded last week or something. We had just like missed it or something.
Yeah, it was like the same day, I think.
Yeah. So those bastards, you gotta let us know.
It always happens. News always breaks like the very next day.
Yeah,
or like the night of.
Right when we're in process or transit of getting the podcast to the YouTube and Facebook feed and the Spotify feed. Yeah,
literally like a 30 to 36 hour where we have no coverage, and like that's when it happens.
Yep. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, let's get into the Emmy nominations. Boy, there feels like a lot of like doubles in certain categories. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like.
What do you mean doubles?
Like So
oh, you mean like split votes, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like off the top of my head, outstanding supporting actor in a drama series. 3 of the people from Succession are nominated. Nicholas Braun, who's Greg, Kieran Culkin, who's Rome, and Matthew McFadden, who's Tom on that show. They all got nominated for outstanding supporting actor in a drama series. I feel like that kind of sucks because they're probably all going to take away each other's votes. You know?
That's typically what happens is it splits the vote because my view on it is always if so many people are nominated from one show, doesn't that mean like they all are kind of really good? Like how do you decide which one is better of a show that's so acclaimed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the show is fantastic, and just on a side note, led all nominations with 25 major and creative arts Emmys.
But that's why, because there's a lot of them where they're doubling each other.
Do you think they should be allowed to do that?
No, I kind of wish that it would be just one.
You should have one representative from the show.
Yeah, because otherwise, you're gonna draw away votes from each other.
Not only that, but this is not just true for Succession, but any show that has multiple. I mean, Game of Thrones did it. Every show out there did it.
Barry has 2 for outstanding supporting actor in comedy series.
Do you think it's just a way to pad their numbers? Like, on the ads for season 4 or whatever, it's going to be like, the 25-time Emmy nominated series, but they fail to mention that like half of those are just, like 2 categories.
Yeah, you're right. So Succession can say, "Oh, we've been nominated 25 times this year."
Yeah, but like what is it? Like 5 or 6 of them are just in like 1 or 2 acting categories, I think.
Yeah,
right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of wish
something to think about.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was just like a 1 entry per show rule or something. You know?
I agree.
Just so it would stop that bleeding from happening.
Yeah. But
because in my mind that sounds like then one of those guys really should deserve the reward versus the other members of that category because they had to outshine somebody else that could have been in that category to begin with.
Right.
If that makes sense. I feel like I'm talking in a circle.
A little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
It all makes sense. Now that I have caffeine, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Emmy Awards. Drive everyone crazy.
But let's get back to the nominations here. Succession led all with 25.
Yep, it is a fantastic show.
One of the leading shows there.
Best show on TV, I think, right now.
I think one of the best, yeah. I don't know if it's the best because I'm looking at these categories and I'm going, man, they are packed. But for my money, Succession is one of the very best. Like, it is absolutely must-watch television.
Yep.
A lot of these shows are like, if you like sci-fi and horror, go watch Stranger Things. But Succession, I feel like everyone should watch it.
Yeah.
It's
so well written. The characters are you just love to hate all those characters. It's so good.
My dad gets annoyed at the show because he's like, none of these characters are lovable or redeemable. And I'm like, that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
like,
to me that's the hook.
it's a show. It's an ensemble cast of anti-heroes. Like, they're not supposed to be, lovable or redeemable, but at the same time, I really appreciate how they're all very human, and you can find maybe not redeeming qualities, but little moments in their character where you go, okay, I can understand, I can almost empathize with why you are the way you are, which I think makes them very nuanced and very intriguing.
Yeah.
This became like a weird review for Succession. Just go watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
I don't know why I was so aggressive. Sorry, it's the caffeine.
Yeah, now
I was like shouting. I was like, "Go watch it!"
Now Mikey's full of caffeine. Yeah, he's angry at everybody.
Normally I have like an hour for it to wear off, but this is like as we go.
Yeah, by the time we hit the odd news, you're gonna be throwing things at me.
Maybe. But where you want to take this next? Succession led all with 25. Tied in second, one of my personal favorites, Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus. And White Lotus on HBO tied for second with 20 total nominations apiece. Ted Lasso, it's one of these things, and I'll segue to this right now. It kind of upsets me that it's on Apple TV Plus. I like the fact that it's on Apple TV Plus because I can watch it, but nobody has Apple TV Plus. Like, you ask somebody, and I was just looking it up because I was interested that Apple TV Plus had so many nominations in only 3 years of being in existence. And they have the fewest subscribers of any of the other major streaming services. Like, they came out 3 years ago. They have almost the same number as Peacock.
Yeah. Woo!
Like, every other streaming service is ahead of them. So nobody's watching these shows, but they're so good. They deserve so much more credit. And, like, I always tell you, and I know you're never going to get Apple TV Plus, but, like, I wish you could watch, like, Ted Lasso and Severance, another big Apple TV Plus show, 14 nominations. Like, they're just so good. I wish more people would be able to see them.
Yeah.
It's just...
Sorry, they're on the Evil Empire's
oh, yeah.
server.
Like, every other tech company isn't evil.
Yeah.
Just Apple, apparently.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll just have to... try and find an old wooden ship.
An old wooden ship.
And maybe go along that direction.
Well, that may work.
Yep. Anyway, here's something I want to talk.
The show will sink its hooks into you.
Yes. I want to talk.
Captain Hooks. Go ahead.
Do you like the fact that 8 shows are nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Drama Series?
That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows. Yeah.
Like,
I feel like sometimes they're I think a couple categories are also pretty long too. Like, I feel like they're trying to make this they're trying to extend the categories and the amount of nominees so much so that they're just hoping they're just throwing like darts at the dartboard. Like, oh, I like that show. Maybe I will tune into the Emmys now. Like,
right. I mean, maybe it's the same thing they do with the Oscars. They keep expanding the categories because they want more people to watch, or whatever it is. I was surprised to see so many series nominated in each category, and
there's 8, by the way, for Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series. That seems like a lot to nominate.
Yeah. So wait, you said that was for actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Like,
there's 8 for drama too. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the supporting actors and actresses categories. Like, there shouldn't be 8 for each category in supporting actor and actress. Like, maybe I can concede you want 8 for outstanding comedy and outstanding drama. But when you get down to, like, actors and actresses, like, you should be able to whittle it down a bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like.
It's starting to, I don't know, it's starting to become too unorganized, in my opinion.
I would agree with that. And also, do we really need, like, are all these shows legitimately worthy of being nominated? Like, some of these shows I haven't really heard of, so maybe it's just my personal bias towards certain shows.
I don't know. I don't know why 5 is a good number.
5's a good number.
It's a psychologically satisfactory number.
You can count it on one hand.
Yes. I want to be able... Yes, I need to know the names on my hand. I need to be able to write on my hand. I need to be able to see it per finger.
Well, if you're counting out, you go this show, that show, that show, this show, and that show.
Bam, done.
Bam, done. 5.
Yeah. 8. I gotta bring this
Pull
other
your
hand
other
out.
hand up, and you got like an awkward number of fingers up. Like, what am I supposed to do with this now, Rich?
Crazy. This is the nonsense.
8 fingers. 5 or 10. It's got to be a multiples of 5.
Yeah, not 4. This is weird. So how about we get to the 8 shows in the comedy series? In comedy, it's Abbott Elementary.
Oh, can I just? I'm sorry. I'm stopping it already.
Yep, stop.
Abbott Elementary is so good. It's like one of the few non-streaming shows and non-HBO shows nominated for significant awards. It's really, really good. I mean, imagine like, any faux documentary show like an Office, but it's set in an underprivileged inner city school in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, I've never seen another show like it. I think it's fairly creative. I like seeing the references to Philadelphia in there. And it's both funny and heartwarming. It like hits all the right notes for a classic, network television sitcom. It's really, really good. I think well deserving of the category.
Yep. So that's Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows.
Fantastic category.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, like I said, Abbott Elementary, Barry, Only Murders in the Building was season 1 was so good. Haven't watched season 2 yet.
I think that literally just came out. So.
It was like last week or
again, like
ago.
I said earlier in the show, there's too many shows.
So I haven't had a chance to watch season 3 of Barry. Haven't had a chance to watch season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. It's like, these things keep on like slipping further and further away because there's just too many good shows out there. And I already called out Ted Lasso, just such a great category.
Yep. And then for outstanding drama series, we have Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I've not heard of Yellow Jackets.
I haven't heard of Yellow Jackets. I've heard of all of the other shows. Have not watched a couple of them, namely Euphoria and Ozark, but I hear that Ozark is very, very good. The one that I secretly hope wins is Squid Game.
Squid Game, yeah.
So I was thinking, like, I like Better Call Saul. I would love Better Call Saul to win once at some point. But Squid Game, like, really took the world by storm, and it was such a fun, unique story. And you have not seen it yet.
No, I missed the boat.
This is another one where I'm going to throw the hammer at you. You got to watch Squid Game. It's really, really cool.
Wow.
I think you'd really like it. But again, another just jam-packed category. Succession's going to win. So
it probably will. But I would like to see Better Call Saul win one.
Yeah,
because I really enjoy Better Call Saul.
Is this the final season or is it next season? This is the final?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll give it to it for it being the final season?
I kind of hope they do. I know I'm not usually one for being, it's their time or it's their due or something like that.
Right.
But it's a shame that Bob Odenkirk hasn't gotten any recognition for Better Call Saul. I think Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
So,
and
wow.
I will
That's
defend it.
Something. You've always said, though, that you think that they strike the perfect balance between the drama and the comedy.
Yeah. They're able to just pull off both the dark humor and the serious storyline just right. And it's a prequel, too. You would think, like, going into this, you'd be like, oh, well, I know who lives and who dies, so there's no drama. But somehow with the new characters that they were able to build upon, that kind of creates the emotional ties that you don't want to see something happen to them. They just Vince Gilligan, they knew what they were doing with this show. I was so happy with it, and it's just a great blend of dark comedy and great drama. It's a shame that this hasn't won an Emmy yet, and so I'm hoping for it being the last season. Maybe it's their due.
So I agree with you that I don't really like it when people are like, oh, they're due one or it's their turn. But in cases like this, Succession's won twice.
Yeah.
It's already coming back for a 4th season. To give it a 3rd in a row when It's like when you're in high school and you're a senior and you're in the drama productions, you kind of get, an extra solo or two because it's your last shot. Or when you're on a sports team, you get a few extra
Leave
snaps.
them on the court.
Leave them on the court a few extra minutes. Here's the thing. Better Call Saul has had, 6 now?
6 seasons.
Phenomenal, not like 1 or 2 phenomenal, 6 at the top of its game seasons.
Yep, but they just keep running in the buzzsaws.
They keep running, whether it's Game of Thrones or Success, it's always HBO. HBO is like a drama killer.
Yep.
Give it to Better Call Saul. Just do it. Succession will win its a third one next year.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Let Better Call Saul go out on a high note because you have to respect the body of work at this point.
I agree. And then, of course, there's all the other list of nominees and stuff you can Google and research, see who's been nominated on your own. The Emmys take place in September, so the voting will end relatively soon, and we'll see who wins and who takes home those awards for the Emmys. And we'll see in September. But for right now, we got to leave it at that, and we got to get to the final part of the show, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing!
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders, go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo, odd news!
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. Here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Are we heading to Florida?
Yeah, it's been a while. Last couple of odd news, we were around the globe, if you will.
Yeah, we got to go back home now.
But yeah, time to go back to Florida.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
All right, so I'm just going to read the story as it stands. It does kind of give it like all away in one sentence, but it's just this is just how it works, folks. A Florida man was arrested Monday morning for exposing himself and performing a sex act outside of a Starbucks store out on its patio, according to cops.
Here we go. Public masturbation. What? I don't get it. What's the kick? Why don't you do it at home like the rest of us with a big flat screen TV, 50 channels of pay-per-view in a Starbucks? That's nice.
There you go. Actually mentioned it on Breaking Bad from Saul Goodman.
Wait, really?
This literally happened.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Art imitating life.
Wow.
Or is it life imitating art now? Is it backwards now?
I don't know. It's like a chicken and egg question here.
Yeah, this is crazy, right?
Oh, my God, yeah.
So, yeah, this is literally, mentioned on Breaking Bad. During Saul Goodman's first appearance on the show.
Wow.
So it's literally come to fruition here. This is also going to make it a little bit weirder. It turned out that the man whose name is, I'm going to butcher this, Eugenio Dali Muniz Colon.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
A name and a half.
Yes, it is. It turns out that Muniz Colon is actually a pastor at a local church.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh man. What
That's not good.
I thought you read the Bible in the morning. What Bible are you reading there, Padre?
The Book of Peter.
The one with Miss Deuteronomy in it.
Yeah.
As the centerfold.
Oh.
Miss Deuteronomy.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Oh, my God. At a Starbucks, too.
On the patio. So inside the bathroom wasn't enough. Inside the Starbucks wasn't enough.
No, on the patio.
On the patio.
Well, you don't want to go in. He because here's the thing: if he went in, he would feel like he would have to buy a coffee or something. You know. But the patio is open for everyone.
But isn't there like a little tiny gate thing or something, and you got to walk in to get to the patio?
I guess
some of them have it.
I guess it depends. I don't know.
Yeah. How upscale is the Starbucks?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
He doesn't need extra cream, though.
There was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
I mean, I'm literally drinking a coffee with sweet cream in it now. I'm just thinking he's making his own sweet cream.
Is this what you were doing during the break? You bastard.
It only took 3 minutes.
We cannot achieve much with so small penis, but you, wow, penis so big. So big penis.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And Mikey's done.
That's all it takes. I got a show to record, man. I don't got the luxury of all this time. See, if that guy had taken 3 minutes, maybe he would have gotten away with it.
Yeah, you gotta go fast. You gotta pump it fast and get out of there.
Gotta pump it fast.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh my God. So he got caught, obviously.
Yes.
Because we're hearing about it.
Yep.
What did he have an excuse? Like what? Why did he feel the need? Why the Starbucks?
Yeah, had to be the Starbucks.
What was at the Starbucks that just made him, wanna do that?
So the Osceola. I don't think I'm saying this right. Osceola. I don't know. What are these weird names?
Is it Osceola?
Yes, Osceola. There you go.
Isn't that a thing in Florida?
Sure. I don't know. Between the two of us, you've been to Florida more recently.
I have.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Only the Miami areas. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna look up Osceola.
Yeah, I think you're right. That sounds closer to this. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office said that it received a call on Monday of a male who was exposing his sexual organs while masturbating on the patio of the Starbucks. So there you go. Had to run away and get him. When they took him into custody, that's when they ran his prints and found out that he was a pastor in nearby Kissimmee.
Kissimmee.
So
that is a place in Florida, I've heard.
Yes. So I don't know if his flock is going to enjoy this news story here. There's his mugshot, by the way.
He looks like a dude who would masturbate at a Starbucks.
Hey, Padre, how you doing?
Doesn't he?
It's been a rough couple of weeks for the church, hasn't it?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
That is... Look, if you're going to devote your life to religion, you gotta be better. You can't just start jerking it at Starbucks.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, you have to have a tiny bit of, I don't know, like...
Keep it to yourself in the vestibule or something. Keep it,
There's plenty of quiet places at church.
Yeah, like come on.
Don't do that. That's awful.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you had to choose a place, do it, under the watchful eye of God, not Starbucks employees.
Yeah, those poor Starbucks employees. They already have to deal with enough cream. So He was arrested and charged with exposure of sexual organs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's being held on a $1,000 bond in the county jail. Oh, so he hasn't been bailed out yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I guess his parishioners...
Yeah, can the parishioners just be like, no, like, leave him in there?
You can keep him.
Yeah, take that. Take him back to church.
That's awkward. None of the parishioners want to bail him out.
Yeah. I mean, because we're recording this Tuesday night, so it's 24 hours later.
Yeah, you'd figure one of his flock, one of his devoted followers
would help him out. Yeah.
I guess maybe he's not that good of a pastor.
Yeah. Or so can someone get the collection money? Help!
Is that what it's used for? Bail fund?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. There hasn't been good history with some clergymen.
Nope.
But
awkward.
What happens if he stays in jail? He can't get out on bail, and he's the only pastor for this church.
I guess I would love it if he could live stream from prison. That'd be pretty funny. Live stream a sermon from prison or something.
Someone has to run to the school part of the church and drag out the old TV box set.
Yeah.
On the four wheels with two of them squeaking. It's gonna come down to the center of the aisle and plug it in.
And he just preaches in his jail cell.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm on a mission.
I'm on a mission.
Yeah, don't mind me. Now let's study or whatever. Pray or whatever.
Let's study? Everybody pull out your textbooks and turn to page 12.
Yeah.
Repeat after me.
Start. Go.
Just start studying.
Yeah, start studying. Jesus has an exam for you on Friday. You got to study up.
Is this going to be true and false, multiple choice? I mean, what are we dealing with here? You know what's funny, Rich? We both went to a Catholic high school.
Yeah.
So we literally had this.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't have that for you? Yeah, you wheeled out wheeled it out, and you have to study. Oh, man. So there you go. That was a crazy story I had to mention from Asa. How do you say it again?
I don't know. What is it spelled like? Let me see.
Osceola. I think you had it right.
It sounds Asacola.
There you go. That sounds right.
That's what I'm going with.
I'll go with you, Asacola. That sounds reasonable and correct. All right, I got time for one more.
We got a second one.
I can fit in one more.
Okay.
So this one going to South Carolina here.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is a straight-up robbery in this one. Police are investigating a breaking and entering. 62-year-old Christopher Polidoro, who's an insurance broker, last week called the cops saying that somebody broke into his 6,800 square foot waterfront home. He claims that he is, quote, also an expert collectible. Collection expert. Sorry, and
he is a collectable. So
I jumped sentences.
Sorry. Put him up on their shelf.
Yeah, when he goes to bed, he stays in the packaging. Yeah, hi.
Mint condition.
Sorry, I jumped sentences there. He's an expert collector who has, quote, a collectible room, which houses expensive baseball, football, and basketball cards.
Okay.
But Polidoro claims that whoever the thief was specifically knew that they were going to steal when they broke into his house. According to Polidoro, the thief made off with a specific Charizard hologram first edition card.
No.
Yep. This is some serious stuff here.
You have no idea how serious this is.
And he claims that the card is worth $500,000.
No, he's wrong there.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth that much.
No, I've only seen an original Charizard card go for... I'm looking at it right now because every time this comes up, I regret the fact that I never acquired one as a child. I usually only see them go for several hundred up to a couple thousand, not 500.
No, I think he's exaggerating here.
Yeah.
He claims that because it was a mint condition, first edition Charizard holographic card that is extremely rare and is worth $500,000. Here's the kicker for you, though. I think this is the part you're going to like here. Even though he is himself an insurance broker, he says that he, quote, accidentally never insured his card collection.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
So let me get this straight.
That's on him now.
Yeah, let me get this straight. You sell insurance. You have all these expensive cards. You yourself are an expert collector. You have a collection room, or what did I get that right? No, a collectible room.
Which sounds weird. I don't know why, but it just does.
One of the room is devoted to this.
Yeah.
And you claim that one of your cards is worth $500,000, and you don't get that one insured.
That's his own fault.
Yeah, that's I can't believe you.
Oh, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now.
Yeah, so he is very upset over this.
I did find one Charizard card for $20,000, but it's not $500,000.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Charizard cards. I'm so frustrated because I could have bought one when I was 12 years old for $40. Even then, like a single card, $40, that's expensive. But now, like we're learning, they're regularly going for $400, $500, $600, sometimes $1,000.
I've heard the most being like $1,000.
Yeah,
that sounds to me more likely.
So I see one here just randomly on Google that's worth $20,000. I don't know what makes it worth $20,000, but not $500,000. But that original Charizard card was so rare, and now, I mean, obviously, it hasn't been in print for 20 years. It's a legitimate collector's items. You absolutely should insure something like that.
Yeah,
that's his
But
own
also,
fault.
if you personally believe that it's worth $500,000, why wouldn't you get that insured?
Right, exactly.
Like, and you're an insurance broker. You sell insurance.
What a dope.
What are you doing?
It annoys me because I want one so bad, and he's got like a perfect mint condition, first print, and didn't even bother to insure it.
Yeah. Also, on the flip side, though, whoever this thief was, they did their research.
They knew exactly what
They knew exactly what they were coming in to steal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is like the part where, you watch like Ocean's 11 or one of those heist movies. Like, this guy did his research. Like, let's see. Let's take an inventory of what we got over here. Baseball cards, get the hell out of here. Those are worthless. I want to like have that like B-roll of him like searching through all of his stuff.
Right. He knew exactly what to do.
He knew the moment he saw the Charizard card.
He's like, that's the real money here.
Boom. I'm taking that. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I'm taking that one.
Are baseball cards and football, are sports cards even valuable anymore?
I don't think so.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I like, when's the last time like you heard it be a thing? But like you regularly hear about like people still buy and trade and sell Pokemon cards.
Yeah. The last time I heard about like sports cards being valuable, I think was like on Pawn Stars or something.
And it has to be like super obscure or rare ones, but like Pokemon cards are still in super high demand from what I understand.
Yeah. Though $500,000, I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
That's a little steep.
Yeah. That he's trying to press on that sob story a little hard on that one.
Yeah.
But let's go back to brass tacks here. He's an idiot for being an insurance broker and not even insuring his most valuable card in his collection.
I mean, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, literally.
Just do it.
Why wouldn't? Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just do it?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yep. So unfortunately, he's gonna. He's screwed. He doesn't have any insurance for it. He's at the whim of the police trying to find whoever was the one that broke into his house. But I think at this rate, if the thief did the job, to perfection, that's it. That's game over. You're not going to find that card.
No.
So sorry to Christopher Polidoro. Oh, by the way, 62 years old. I don't know.
What?
That's a little old to be collecting Pokemon cards. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
I'm like literally shopping for them right now.
Yeah, but you're not 62.
No, I'm not.
Like I can understand.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I can understand us Like
Because
our generation. We grew up
with
it.
Right.
So
okay.
we're familiar with it.
Okay. I
He's
see where you're
62. So he was what, like 40 when Pokemon came out? Did he even know what Pokemon was?
Yeah, right. Okay, I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at.
It's a little weird.
He was in his 40s. He's playing like a game that was designed for like 12-year-olds.
Correct. Yeah. It seems a little odd.
It's a little.
And also, like you said, he's devoting an entire room to all this stuff. Like
That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just you know what it is? Because I watched a video recently of this like one house that sold. It had like a collectible room, and it was creepy because it's like this giant like auditorium room with nothing but like floor to ceiling bookcases, and like it was all empty as well. It was like creepy.
Yeah.
It's just like weird. There's like,
and also like you have to kind of build a room to be that way.
Yeah. Houses don't come with those types of rooms.
Right. That's not a common house feature.
Right.
You have to install bookcases. You have to install like cases.
It was all like stark white and like really harsh, like bright, like hospital lighting almost. It was very bizarre. So I just imagine him in his like creepy little collectible. Like what else is he collecting? Like humans or something?
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah, he pushes a button and all the
bookcases slide.
turn around,
Yeah.
and it's all like human remains and stuff.
That's when people say they have like a collectible room. Like I don't know, like it's one thing to say you have like a man cave or like I don't know something like that, but like I don't know. For some reason, it just struck me as odd.
Yeah, right. Like that's the sole purpose of this room.
Right.
Collection. Yeah, it is a little weird.
Some like creepy. I don't know. Just like you just imagine him like being on like a true crime show.
Yeah, because if you pull this book off the bookshelf, everything turns around and I have packets of blood.
Yeah,
I
right.
Have A, B, O. Which one do you want?
Let me see. What will I have for dinner tonight?
Yes, I have bone marrow over here. Which one do you want?
Ew.
It's because we ate ribs tonight. That's why I was thinking of bone marrow. All right. On that note, that gave you our final dinner option there. And there you go. That's what I have for you this week in the non-fortune cookie odd news. So I think we're on different wavelengths. Mike is hitting the apex of his caffeine high. I think I'm about to come down on the caffeine.
Yeah.
So I think that's a sign we need to start wrapping up this episode of the Crispy Noodle podcast. Oh man, there you go. That's our normal menu for the meal for your mind between sports, entertainment, and odd news. We hope you guys liked the show. If you did, make sure that you are following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure you're subscribing to us for the video feed every week on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Spotify. We're available on all three of those services, and you can see us. This is a video podcast, so you can see our antics as well. You can see Mikey being out of breath when he runs to get the coffee.
Yes, exactly. That's the hard-hitting video content that you need in your lives. So many ways to watch the Crispy Noodle podcast. But if you want to get in touch with us individually, you can find us on Twitter to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on the Twitters. Let us know what's happening. If you've got a story that you want to pitch to us, send it our way, or at the Crispy Noodle Twitter handle as well. If it's sports or entertainment, that can go to anybody. If it's odd news, make sure it goes to me so that Mikey doesn't see.
That's
and
right.
If we use one of your topics or suggestions, we give you a sausage shout out. So make sure you do that and find out what it is. So there you go. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It certainly is.
You might get the sausage shout out outside of a Starbucks. Who knows?
Oh, no. We delivered in person.
Yeah, whoops. On Monday morning. Very specific.
Just going to get your coffee. You're like, hey, those are the guys I watch on YouTube. Oh, God.
There you go. It's your sausage shout out. But yeah, well,
anyway,
yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry. just send it our way.
Everything you say sounds creepier than the previous statement.
Yeah. So on that note, I think we do need to wrap up the podcast. This has been the Crispy Noodle podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Yeah. Anything else, Mike?
No, I think we're good.
Did you finish your coffee by the end of the show?
I did, actually.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Perfect. So there we go. We're all set to go out in the night. We'll see you guys next week for another crazy episode.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.